he's done multiple 24-hour comedy marathons, countless telly appearances. He's one of my favourite comedians. He's from England, good friend of yours as well, Lawrence Moonbeam Mooney. He counts himself as a big fan of Bristol City Football Club. Can you please welcome Mark Watson?
You and John Cleese.
Yeah, Cleese always goes down as a Bristol City fan, but I don't think he spends a lot of time at Ashton Gate.
Is that right?
He's never been there, too posh. Yeah, right.
I think it's one of these things where he might have been there 50 years ago, but he's still, Wikipedia will still have him down as a famous fan.
But you're real. You're the guy in the
I'm
world.
the real deal.
Yeah.
So, that's why I've tried not to become as successful as Cleese.
Just to keep yourself there.
Yeah,
so Bristol City
I wanna keep it
currently
real.
are in League One.
Yeah.
Trying to get into the Championship.
There's been various problems with my microphone falling off.
Yeah, Mike fell off, and our executive producer dived in to give him a hand.
Absolutely seamless.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's the most professional thing that's ever happened on our show. So thank you for raising the bar.
There's always the worry with these incidents that it will disrupt the show, but that's not been the case.
No, nobody even noticed the man sort of busying himself behind you. And people just thought it was part of your rider. Jeez, Mark.
I was wondering when he was going to show up, actually.
I will not go on.
But Bristol City tonight against Swindon Town.
Yeah, so we've got a nice big lead at the top of the League One, which is 2 divisions down from the Premier League. So a win tonight and we basically can't be caught. But by tonight, unfortunately, I mean, well, it's 7:45 at home, so it's going to be 4:45 in the morning.
Now you're going to stay up?
I'll be up, yeah.
How are you going to watch it, though? Because I'm assuring it's not on SBS. Like, how are you going to watch Bristol City versus Swindon Town?
It's going to be a little trick known as an illegal stream.
I've heard about these. They sound fascinating.
Yeah, it's
Who is enforcing that law, though?
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Can the federal police come around and go, right, got you?
I'll be surprised if it's 5:15 in the morning here and there's a knock at the door. So we have reason to believe that you're watching something.
Yes.
To be honest, of all the things I could be caught watching on the internet, it's low down the list of worries.
As you were, Mr. Watson. Oh, that's all it is. As you were, sir.
I'm just watching a big West Country derby here.
Hang on, we got John Cleese just did that the other night.
We're rounding you all up.
Yeah.
So just barracking for Bristol City, and I don't want to sound obvious, does it mean that you're from Bristol City?
I'm from Bristol, yeah.
Okay.
And I was... so I grew up with quite a big ethos of, like, you must support the team that you grew up with, you know, your local team, the team where you're born. These days, a lot of kids don't do that because there's so much big league football on. The Premier League is so powerful that people do kind of attach themselves to a bigger side. But
you were never tempted to do that.
No, and even now, people of my generation
you.
will, you know, people will go, yeah, but who is your Premier League team?
Yeah, right.
But one of the nice things about English football is there's teams like Swansea and Wigan that have started off where we were, and now they're...
And do you want it, because I know that some fans of, lower league teams, they don't actually aspire really to get into the Premier League, because when that happens, all the ticket prices go up, you have to travel to the Emirates, it costs 4 times as much as it used to go play against Charlton. Do you actually want them to go and win the Champions League, Bristol City?
Yeah, I do. Well, there's a lot of arguments against... I know fans of like Swansea, Burnley, clubs that have become bigger than they maybe should have been.
Right.
And they talk about the drawbacks, and I can imagine there's good arguments for not going up. But on the other hand, just to have a couple of years where you're playing, even if it was just that, even just 1 year where we got killed by everyone, but you're
So you would enjoy that. So you would enjoy going to Ashton Gate. Man United shows up. They win 3-0 or whatever, but you're still having a good time because you were there.
No, well, I think I'd enjoy it now because we're not there. Of course, everybody who supports City believes that if we just had that one golden year, that would be it. But of course, you know what football fans are like. Your bar immediately changes. If we went up, it would be the biggest thing to happen to the club for 40 years. But still, the first day of the season, if we lost to Chelsea, people would be like, it's this bullshit again.
We should have beaten
What's
them.
been the greatest glory for Bristol City whilst you've been alive?
Well, the funny thing is, we were in what was then Division 1, now the Premier League, just before I was born. And I don't like to look on this as anything other than a coincidence, but around the time I was born, we started to slide.
Was it 3 consecutive relegations?
Yes, we're famous for having been one of the only clubs ever to go all the way down, from the top to the bottom division. And, as a result of, and this happened around the time I was born, so we went down, I think, in '79, and I was born in 1980, and by '82 we were in the bottom division, but we were still paying wages.
That works. That always works a treat. Street.
It worked absolutely perfectly, yeah. So, in 1982, we were forced to write off the debts and reform as Bristol City 1982. The same club, we just pretended we didn't have the debt.
Lawrence does that in his personal life.
It's a trick that's been
Lawrence
emulated
Mooney,
by quite a lot of
1997.
Yeah, it works with girlfriends you might want to split up with.
it works.
I'm now Mark Watson, 2011.
He's a very different man.
So in the modern era, we've had two major. We beat Liverpool in the FA Cup one year.
Hey.
It's like a famous. It finished off the career of Graham Souness.
Oh, fantastic.
He was sacked after that.
Great.
And then more recently. In 2008, we got to the playoffs for a place in the Premier League.
Oh.
We beat Crystal Palace over 2 legs while I was here. So I was watching that again, like at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
There's, if you'd been here, well, maybe someone was. Someone here might have seen me running down Brunswick Street at like 6 in the morning because we'd seen off Crystal Palace, and I was like so fired up with adrenaline I hadn't been to bed, and I was just like running around screaming. No one else could. I couldn't even watch it. There was no pub that could show it, so I just had to watch it in my hotel room again using an illegal stream. So I was absolutely out of my mind, and I couldn't explain to
I
everyone
hate that
why.
feeling because we've had that for the Socceroos for a number of years because we were so isolated. You know, I would watch the games in the middle of the night by myself,
And you can't
there's
explain
no one,
what's happened,
there's no one to celebrate
It was
with.
really
you know?
weird. It was.
Yeah.
I was having to just obviously texting people at home, calling people at home, but it was the City of Melbourne didn't respond to the playoff second leg as much as
I get behind it.
So then I got home for the final and we lost to Hull, and you know
I remember that
was
Dean Windass goal. Was
Windass,
that the 40-year-old?
scored a fluky goal from 30 yards.
Yeah, sorry to
and that
bring it
was,
up again. That was there you were. Hey, can I bring up your mascot is called Scampy? Is it the Robin? Scumpy or Scampy? We've got to hear it. This is him here. This is, I think his name. Yeah, there's Scampy.
It's actually Scrumpy, which is like a
Scrumpy.
type of cider because cider is the Bristol drink.
Right. So that's
Right.
Scrumpy. Right.
Our mascots have had a mixed history.
Have they?
Yeah.
Robins are traditionally quite an aggressive bird for their size.
It's true.
They're very aggressive.
We previously had a mascot who. This is another time the club has been famous, but not in a good way.
Okay.
We had a mascot that was a cat, and we once played against Wolves. And so for a start, we lost 6-1. So it really wasn't a good day for the club. This is 1999, but also. During half time, our cat had like some friendly banter with the Wolves wolf, which escalated. They actually had a proper fight. 2 animal costumes having a fight. It was a big thing. It was on the national news. And stuff. It was one of those, you know, at the end of the news where it's like, and finally, here are 2 dicks fighting. The worst thing about it from a football fan's point of view was not only did we look like a really stupid club, this was the Championship at the time, but we looked like a bunch of amateurs, but also the report invariably ended saying Wolves won the game 6-1.
Yeah.
So it was also
And you
clear.
retired the cat then, didn't you? Now, I thought you might bring that fight up because...
The cat was sent packing after that. There's not much you can do to make it go wrong as a club mascot, but
Yes.
a fist fight with another mascot.
Yeah.
All the blood that was shed in vain. Let's end this madness.
Let's
now,
end
for
this
God's
madness. Hey, well, good luck tonight, mate. We are absolutely rooting for you. You know, Max
Thank you.
Luongo, the Socceroo, plays for Swindon Town.
Luongo is a worry for us, yeah.
We're hoping he doesn't have a good game for your sake. Now,
I
you're
reckon
probably
just set the cat upon him.
It's not in his interest to do well.
No,
it's not.
It's a case of welcome to hell.
Mark Watson, the show is called ForzComedyFestival.com.au. Good luck to Bristol City tonight. Go and see this man. He is fantastic. We're back with more. Right up.